Right now, in the cold skies of Northern Europe, Sweden is quietly working on something that could reshape the future of NATO air power. This is not a loud propaganda project, not a flashy aircraft mock-up made only for headlines, and not just another simple upgrade of the Gripen. Sweden is studying the next generation of air combat, a future fighter system that could combine manned fighter jets, stealthy unmanned aircraft, artificial intelligence, electronic warfare, and loyal wingman drones into one connected battlefield network. And the most surprising part is that while bigger powers are arguing over cost, delays, and political control, Sweden is moving forward with the same mindset that made the Gripen famous: build something smart, survivable, flexible, and deadly, but designed for real war rather than only airshow attention. When most people think about sixth-generation fighters, they usually think about America's next-generation fighter programs, China's mysterious advanced aircraft, or Europe's large future combat air systems. Very few people think about Sweden. But ignoring Sweden may be a serious mistake. Sweden has a long aviation history of doing things differently. The Gripen was never designed to be the biggest or most expensive fighter in the sky. It was designed to survive. It could operate from roads, be serviced quickly, and return to combat with a small ground crew. That philosophy came from one brutal reality. In a real war, big air bases are easy targets. Now Sweden appears to be taking that same survival-first mindset into the sixth-generation era. Sweden has not publicly revealed a finished sixth-generation fighter sitting on a runway today, and that is important to understand. But what Sweden is doing may be even more interesting. Saab has received a major order from Sweden's Defense Procurement Agency to continue future fighter concept studies from 2025 to 2027. These studies include manned and unmanned systems, technology development, demonstrators, and a system of systems approach. That phrase, system of systems, is the real key. It means Sweden may not be thinking about one single aircraft replacing the Gripen in the old traditional way. Instead, the future may involve a full family of platforms: a crewed fighter, unmanned combat aircraft, loyal wingman drones, sensors, electronic warfare systems, missiles, and artificial intelligence networks, all working together as one combat force. In simple words, the pilot of the future may not just fly one jet, he may command an entire air combat team. This is where Sweden's approach becomes different from many larger countries. The American approach often focuses on maximum capability. The Chinese approach focuses on scale, speed, and strategic reach. Large European programs often struggle with politics, cost-sharing, and industrial control. But Sweden builds for geography. Look at the map. The Baltic Sea is now one of the most sensitive military zones in the world. Sweden is inside NATO. Finland is inside NATO. Russia is close. The Arctic and Baltic regions are becoming more important every year. In that environment, Sweden does not only need a giant long-range superjet designed for global power projection, it needs a combat system that can survive missile attacks, operate from dispersed locations, communicate with NATO systems, strike from unexpected places, and remain dangerous even if major air bases are hit.
That is where Sweden's aviation DNA becomes dangerous. The Gripen was designed to use highways and small bases, and a future Swedish combat system could take that idea even further. Imagine not just dispersed fighters, but dispersed drones, mobile sensors, electronic warfare units, and hidden command networks spread across the Nordic landscape. An enemy would not simply be hunting one airbase, it would be hunting a moving, hidden, networked air force. This is the kind of warfare modern Europe must prepare for, because the war in Ukraine has already shown how dangerous fixed bases, exposed aircraft, and slow command systems can become in a missile-heavy battlefield. One of the biggest clues about Sweden's future direction comes from Saab's work with artificial intelligence. Saab has already tested AI in a Gripen E against a human-piloted Gripen D in beyond visual range combat trials. The purpose was not to prove that AI is ready to replace pilots tomorrow. The real purpose was to test how fast artificial intelligence can process air combat situations, suggest actions, and support decision-making. This matters because sixth-generation air combat will be too fast and too complex for one human brain to manage alone. A future Swedish pilot may be flying near the Baltic Sea while several unmanned aircraft operate around him. One drone could scout ahead, another could carry electronic warfare equipment, a third could act as a missile carrier, a fourth could bait enemy radar and force the enemy to reveal its position. The pilot cannot manually control every small detail, so AI becomes the organizer. It filters threats, tracks targets, coordinates drones, warns the pilot, and turns battlefield chaos into clear choices.
The human still makes the final decision, but the machine helps him survive long enough to make it. This is where loyal Wingman drones become the real game changer. The future of air combat may not be one expensive fighter fighting another expensive fighter. It may be a manned aircraft controlling several unmanned wingmen. A loyal Wingman drone can fly ahead of the manned fighter, enter dangerous airspace first, detect enemy radar, carry missiles, jam communications, or even act as a decoy. If the drone is lost, the pilot survives. That changes the economics of air combat completely. Instead of risking a highly trained pilot and an extremely expensive manned fighter on every mission, the Air Force can spread risk across cheaper unmanned platforms. For a smaller country like Sweden, this makes perfect sense. Sweden cannot build air power by simply buying endless numbers of expensive aircraft. It has to multiply the value of every pilot, every missile, every sensor, and every aircraft. Manned-unmanned teaming is designed exactly for that purpose. This is also why Sweden suddenly matters far beyond Scandinavia. Europe's future fighter landscape is complicated, programs are expensive, partnerships are difficult, political priorities change. Meanwhile, drones, artificial intelligence, electronic warfare, and networked combat are moving faster than traditional fighter development cycles. Recent reports show that major European defense companies have been looking closely at unmanned fighter technology and cooperation with Saab. This does not mean a final European mega-program has already been created, but it does show something important. Sweden is no longer just the maker of the Gripen. Sweden is becoming a serious player in the next chapter of European air power.
The timing could not be more important. Ukraine's interest in Gripen has brought global attention back to Swedish fighter design. The Gripen is not a stealth aircraft, but its ability to operate from roads, disperse quickly, and survive in harsh conditions is exactly the kind of thinking modern war is rewarding. That makes Sweden's future fighter research more than a national defense project. It is a test case for what air power might look like after Ukraine: dispersed, networked, unmanned, AI-assisted, and built for survival. Instead of only chasing the biggest aircraft, Sweden may be asking a smarter question: how do we make the entire Air Force harder to destroy? So, is Sweden secretly building a sixth-generation monster? The honest answer is that Sweden is not publicly showing a finished sixth-generation fighter yet. But what it is building may be even more important. Sweden is developing the ideas, technology, and architecture behind future air combat. That includes manned aircraft, unmanned drones, AI decision support, electronic warfare, loyal wingman operations, and a system of systems approach designed for the brutal reality of modern war. The lesson is simple. The future may not belong only to the country with the biggest jet. It may belong to the country that can connect every aircraft, every drone, every sensor, and every pilot into one intelligent fighting network. And if Sweden succeeds, the next great air combat revolution may not come from a superpower shouting the loudest. It may come from the frozen north, quietly, carefully, and much sooner than the world expects. Sweden is not just thinking about another fighter. Sweden is thinking about the future battlefield itself. And that is exactly why the world should be paying attention. If you want more deep research on future fighter jets, stealth aircraft, NATO air power, and the next generation of military technology, subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments, Do you think Sweden can really build a true sixth-generation fighter system?